but small white speckless. So I'm a bit terrible. And again, those in 1930.
How did you get into astronomy? Did you start it in school?
I read a book when I was 7. And I've got that book inside now. The Story of the Solar System by G.F. Chambers. Along with my mother, who was a bit interested. Published in 1896, I think. I read it when I was 7, that's 1930. I forgot.
If you want to see a copy of that, we've got the Astronomy Society's actually got the same copy, and it's quite interesting to have a read.
Can I just ask,
Angela.
what was the first thing you discovered that nobody else? What was the first thing you discovered that nobody else knew about?
I've not discovered much. I've just found things on the moon. On the moons of those bits of the far side that found the roses. That big crater like Einstein, I did find there.
Well done.
With my 12 and a half inches.
Excellent, thank you.
I'm not a comet hunter.
Okay, yes, we're back.
Sir Patrick, in your illustrious career, is there any, two-part question,
Sorry?
is there anything that has really surprised you, knocked your socks off?
He says, is there anything that's surprised you or knocked your socks off?
And what was the most joyous thing
in astronomy?
in his career?
in your career.
The weirdest discovery that's ever been made, I think, for me, are the fountains of Enceladus. They should not be there. The lovely thing I've seen, of course, is the total solar eclipse. I've seen several of those. They are absolutely marvellous. We had the transit of Venus. Now, beautiful seen from here. We had a complete park here. Venus crossing the sun. The first time since 1886.
Yeah. I think most of us in the East Sussex saw that as well. Yeah. Right. Anybody else got a question for Patrick? Oh, down hiding behind it. Stand up so we can see you. That's it. Yeah. Make me embarrassed even more.
What are you for? What's your question?
Are your telescopes refracting or reflecting?
I must admit that I'm very prone to refractors. And I love it. My 5-inch is a lovely sober. My biggest effective reflector, but a big refractor is a major undertaking. My favourite telescope is the one at the Lowell Observatory in Flagstaff, Arizona. 24 inches, marvellous telescope. I use it for my moon mapping days. So I really am a refractor now. My biggest is my reflector.
So Patrick, did you know Will Hay?
I did.
Yeah. When I was young and did my apprenticeship, I actually helped to dismantle his telescope after he passed away.
Where is that? We never tracked that telescope down. Where is it now?
6-inch refractor. We don't know. I was quite young at the time, so we don't take much note of these things. But it was sold to a company which I did my apprenticeship with called Charles Baker, and he was there in High Holborn. And we took the telescope from Mill Hill to the showroom in High Holborn, and I helped to recondition it ready for sale. And I remember going with other chaps down to the New Forest to Bewley to try and locate where I assembled it.
Well, I've tried to locate that telescope. I've used it in Will Hay's lifetime, but what happened to it, I never found out.
No. Anyway, I went down to Bewley about 3 weeks ago, and we went to every house in the village, and I could not recognise any of them. So obviously my memory is a blank.
It's probably changed. But so I've tried. I wonder where that telescope is, but I've never found out.
No. Anyway, maybe it will come to light. You never know.
May well be.
Right. Yes. You.
What is your favourite thing to spot in the sky when observing?
I've always been a lunar man. The moon is my subject, always has been, so I've got to put the moon first, I think. The loveliest, of course, is Saturn, and one of the most interesting is Mars. But I'm definitely a moon man.
Right, anybody else got a
couple over there?
Yeah. Oh.
How long do you think it will take before someone colonises the moon?
That's a good question.
How long will it be before somebody colonises the moon?
Depends entirely on two things.
Radiation.
Finance and politics. We all got together and had agreed to build a lunar base. And I'd rather have gone for that rather than a space station, frankly. But it could happen, but you've got to have political leaders who will help. And looking around the present world leaders inspires me with the feeling of no competence at all. I put the whole of us on a spacecraft, so on a one-way journey up to Africa Central.
Send them now, that's it, yeah.
One over there.
Yes, go.
Have you ever made your own telescope?
I have. I made a refractor once, for a refractor, but I'm not good at it. I'm not good with my hands, and I never was. And the biggest I made, a boy had a mirror. I wanted to make a telescope out of it. I did have a grinding 6-inch mirror. We made that telescope. But I say, I'm not good at it.
Yes, again?
Do you see or foresee any problems with the Chinese building a space station?
A space station, yes, but I say I would rather go for a lunar base. As far as I can see, a lunar base can do everything the space station can, and more besides, so I'd go for that. The space station's there, it hasn't done a great deal yet, but it will.
Yeah.
But to get there, and we depend now entirely on the Russians. The Americans are giving up at the moment. They're too busy in Afghanistan. Why we're buzzing around there, I do not know.
Anybody over here got any questions? No?
Could I ask one?
Yes, go on.
At the Selsey Festival, Patrick, you talked about volcanoes and how it will affect computers and power supplies in the future.
You talked about volcanoes and how it affect power
supplies and computers, yes.
Well, I think we are living on a volcanic world, obviously. And we're surrounded by volcanoes. That will go on much as it is, I think.
I think I was referring to volcanoes up in space.
Well, the only volcanoes we know, the active ones, because they're on Io. Those on Mars are probably extinct, but I'm not quite sure about it. Those on the Moon certainly are. So really the most volcanic world we know is Io. I think it's sort of this place.
Right, we've got any more questions? Right, here we go. Oh.
After this moon, which is your second favourite moon? Because I know mine.
Well, probably Enceladus. With those strange fountains gushing out, they should not be there. They can't be there, but they are. All
I'm
very
an
odd.
Io fan myself.
Well, I say, I hope you have a good time here.
Yes,
anything I can do, anything I can do to help, I will. It's not much.
Well, what we want to do is, I think some people have brought their books along, so we've got your stamps here. If they'd like to sort of bring them along, we can stamp them.
Sorry, I can't sign them myself.
Yeah, we can stamp them for you. Huh?
Really is magic.
Right. One of those, yeah? Yeah, that's it. So it really is Patrick's signature. It's a facsimile of his signature, but as he says, he unfortunately can't sign.
My trouble is a spine problem, old wartime injury, caught up. 10 years ago I was playing cricket, and suddenly my spine slipped within no wood. And I'm afraid that's done rather than you.
Blue or black? We've got a choice of blue or black.
I'll take the blue one.
The blue one.
This is your autobiography, Patrick.
Can I ask you a question, Patrick?
Yeah.
What role did you play in the success of the Apollo missions?
I was one of the moon mappers.
You were one of the moon mappers?
Doing my work at the lower observatory. When they were up there, I was doing the broadcast. I was doing all the broadcasts.
Yeah.
One whole misprint there.
Good. Very good.
What's the misprint?
There you go. One horrible misprint, is it?
Yes. where millions left out.
Oh dear.
Do you see your family go through?
That's probably a big enough misprint that I spotted it.
Has anybody got any books?
So Harold Spencer Jones' book, General Astronomy, you may want, went through 3 editions before someone pointed out that Con 37 Hecate, the distance between the Earth and the Sun, is not 93 miles.
I must look at my copy of
Photograph.
Yeah, very good.
I can make that.
This is this one.
I think my big book on the, my data book for 10 years.
Couldn't get very close up from You tell me to be careful. Come round.
Sorry.
Because it's very
Yeah. Come round.